there! Thanks for checking out my channel. So let's talk about the 6th energy level. Only one more to go after this one and you'll have a good understanding of all 7 levels. If you watched my previous videos, congrats for getting this far. Keep going. If you're new to my channel, then I encourage you to check out my previous videos which do lead up to this one. Now level 6 energy starts with the thought of synthesis, which leads to the feeling of joy and results in wisdom. This energy level is pretty rare in our world, and you're probably wondering what the thought of synthesis actually means. Well, folks at this level are the rare unicorns who see everyone and everything as part of themselves. Kind of like when those spiritual sages say, "We are one." This is where those visionaries and creative geniuses easily tap into a collective intuition, and they have a sense of connection with all beings. The perspective is that everyone always wins, which may sound pretty radical, but when we tap into this level, we feel that no one ever really loses because everything has a purpose, and by taking the long view, we can find meaning in everything that happens. Now, before you stop this video because you think it's getting a little too woo-woo, why not give the following idea a chance? Imagine having a sustained sense of satisfaction and joy in your life. What might that look and feel like? Have you ever seen someone who doesn't wait for things to happen, rather they fully experience the present moment no matter what's going on? Their goal is actually not the destination, rather the journey. That's level 6 energy. Now, these are the people who are calm and unflappable during a crisis, and on a regular day-to-day basis, they're the easygoing and flexible ones. They don't care so much about being right because they don't allow their ego to rule. When it comes to money, the predominant thought in level 6 is abundance, and there's enough to go around for everyone. To follow the same example that I used in my previous videos was when we think of that old expression, an eye for an eye. Now, the level 6 interpretation of the phrase an eye for an eye would be, you took my eye, well, I suppose we both lost an eye because we're all connected. They also believe that what they have and do is not who they are. Now, let me say that again. What they have and do is not who they are. Let that sink in a little bit. In this energy, nothing needs to be figured out, and they've simply let go of the need to control things in life. They feel that there's power in partnerships and that together miracles can happen. The mindset is that the game of life cannot be won or lost, only played. These individuals lead more by presence than actions, and they're the role models that others look up to as wise, kind, and fair. They seem to know all that's going on in their organizations without having to ask. This is because of their keen sense of intuition and just being present, which they practice on a regular basis to make decisions and to brainstorm ideas. They're the powerful yet humble leaders. And while they know their own level of excellence, they still want to grow and listen to feedback from others. They'll take action to improve themselves without letting their ego, kind of get in the way. They actually share in company projects instead of delegating everything. Through their participation, they show a real connection to the company and its staff. The main characteristic that separates leaders at level 6 from others is their ability to see all team members equal to themselves and to each other. They don't think they're more gifted than anyone else because they know that everyone is gifted. So they help others realize their full potential as well. Now, this is not to suggest that these leaders believe in equal compensation or authority, as they understand the nature of supply and demand, and they realize that specific talent should be compensated accordingly. Yet they understand that without their staff, they would achieve very little success. The main advantage of this level is that these folks are very intuitive and empathetic. They have that ability to feel and connect without judgment, and their sense of inner knowing and discernment is really strong. Now, the disadvantage in this level is that you might not be grounded and could be perceived to be a little out of touch or aloof. And since employees who resonate at this level feel a synthesis and deep connection with their organizations, they strive to perform at their personal best in every task they take on. So other employees may harbor feelings of jealousy, resentment, even anger towards these level 6 individuals, as they simply just don't understand them. They don't realize that the level 6 person isn't out to compete. They don't have some dark agenda or ulterior motive. Rather, they truly just want to support the common good of the company and their fellow colleagues. So that's why I'll emphasize once more what I've shared before, and that's that it's important to be aware of how long we choose to spend in any one energy level. And be careful not to judge any of the other levels either. One level's not necessarily any better than another. Also, remember that we can fluctuate across many of the levels, depending on how we choose to react or respond to different situations that come up in our lives. And sometimes it may actually be beneficial to tap into a lower level depending on the circumstances. So if you've watched my previous videos, you know what's coming up next. Go ahead, pause this video, go grab your pen and paper. Really, just take a few minutes to invest in you by answering the following questions. Who are some of your level 6 role models in the world? What are their behaviors that you most admire in them? Now, reflecting back, what were those life moments where you tapped into level 6 energy? If I think of a few examples that quickly come to mind for me, it's the birth of each of my 2 sons. I just felt such a strong sense of joy and oneness with the world. Now, how might you tap into level 6 thoughts right now? Please do just take a few moments to reflect on these questions. Jot down your answers, really write them down. In my last video, I also talked about forming a community of support. So please do share one insight that you gained from this video in the comments section below. Now, thank yourself for taking the time to learn about these 7 levels, which were developed by Bruce Schneider, as your consciousness is growing. There's a reason that you're watching and learning about these concepts at this very moment, because your gifts and talents are needed in this world now more than ever. For next week, we'll move up to level 7 energy and complete this series of the energy levels. Now, the 7th level is based in thoughts of non-judgment that lead to feelings of absolute passion, which result in the ability just to create at will. Now, while this is also very rare energy in our world, it's still achievable and very much needed. If you benefited from this video, please subscribe to my channel and click on that thumbs up button. Join me again next week, and remember that I post my videos on Thursdays. Thank you for tuning in. I wish you peace, love, and joy. And as always, keep the faith and let your light shine.